You know, everybody thought I was crazy because I left a perfectly good manufacturing job to get another job that got me maintenance experience, that gave me experience with maintenance for $2 less. Everybody thought I was just crazy. If only I could see the looks on their face now. I'm making like almost 3 times as what I make than when I used to make at that job. And everybody thought that job was like, you're crazy for leaving this job. There's no way it could ever get better. And that's the thing, is the people that say there's no way it could ever get better, don't listen to those people, because you'll just be trapped in the same place forever. And what ended up happening was I got my teeth in the door and I got experience. I mean, yeah, it was a kind of a really crappy maintenance gig, but it gave me 1 whole year of experience, and it was oil filled and it was safety stuff. And that's how I got my teeth cut into my next job, and that was the big league. I mean, I got like, $10, $12 more than that job, and I cut my teeth into that, and there was years where I was making a lot. Let's just put it at that. And far more than any 4-year graduate trying to do an entry-level job for accounting or finance, that's for sure. And, and right now, I'm sitting on about 4 years of actual maintenance experience. And plus, I have a rental property, so I have 3 years of rental property maintenance experience. All you gotta do is get your foot in the door. A year at a really crappy maintenance place, yeah, you're probably gonna take a pay cut. But once you get that experience in 1 or 2 years, especially if it's a crappy job, but it gives you like safety maintenance, like you're working on doing maintenance for stuff that involves safety stuff. Oh my God, like the HR ladies and, the HR ladies and the gentlemen, like, they just wet themselves. These companies wet themselves so that they just love that stuff, I don't get it, but, well, I mean, I guess it shows that you have, your moral or whatever. I don't know. But all you gotta do is get your foot into the door. Yeah, it's probably gonna be a really crappy place, and I've been there and done it. But once you're done with that 1 or 2 years, and you go to a nice job, and you just gotta just gotta survive, get those years, and you're set for life. I mean, literally. You can be the worst. I've seen it where you can be the worst freaking mechanic, but as long as you say, oh, I was there for 10 years, and you're not lying, because you literally were. You have 10 years of experience. You can go to another job, and you can just say, you have all these years of experience, and it's just like a revolving door. It's like. And I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. I mean, I'm a pretty average mechanic. I'm reliable. I'm pretty average. But I mean, I've seen like subpar, like, just like, what are you even doing this for? Like, they were that bad, and they survived just fine. I'm not like that, but I mean, you don't literally even have to do your job, and they'll just keep you there. Or maybe eventually you'll mess it up, or or just eventually you have to find another job. But even when you do that, you can say, well, I worked at this X and X company for 5 years. You got years of experience. And the way the world is now is, if you have 1 year of experience, that's like a long time now. It used to be like 1 year was like nothing, but now it's like 1 year, that's like your season. But I mean, like, if you do want to go to school, I mean, you're going to be, like, especially as WyoTech programs and stuff. I mean, I've been there and done it too. This was before I did that job, the crappy one. I was actually looking into going to maybe a technical school, and they're running like 30 grand now. It's just like crazy. And I read reviews where you get out of them and you hardly know it. You would have been better off just going at a crappy job like I did and just learning it that way, and just get experience, I mean, there's also like, I know when I was, sometimes I take calls in offices, and it's like so funny, like all these like 4-year degree, like Karens and like HR ladies, and the HR mans and all that. Like, they don't even know how to reset a trip circuit breaker. Like, they think it's just like an out of this world problem. Like, they don't even like, yeah. And even a what I call a GCFI outlet, like, I literally had calls where they have this like HR lady, she has like 20 heaters plugged into this office, and no joke, I walk in, I'm like, it's like hot as hell in this office. Like the office people, like the Karens and all that, and you know, they kind of look down at you, you know. It's like, he's getting on the floor to reset my trip breaker, he's trying to follow the wires. What a, you know, he's on the floor. And it's like, dude, lady, I'm making almost as much as you, maybe even more, you know. It's like, I just laugh at it. It's just funny, like, you know, the people's perception, you know. And especially, it's like, dude, it's like, you know, you might be making almost as much as, I'm probably making almost as much as you, but I mean, the fact that you don't know how to reset something as simple as a trip breaker, or change a light bulb, or like to do the simplest troubleshooting skills, or even make sure the freaking thing is plugged into the outlet, that tells me that you probably hire someone to do everything else in your life. So that means you're literally shelling out all this money for all this stuff you have to do just to survive. And it's like, but I mean, yeah, that is a downside. You have to deal with people like that, because definitely recommend anybody that, you know, that was like me, that was lost. You know, when I was younger, I was kind of lost, because I was like, I just don't quite know. I just don't, because, you know, I was like, I don't know. But then something just flipped in my head. I was like, you know, what about maintenance? Because I saw those people in that factory working, and I was like, dude, these people just do whatever they want. Like, they were in the break room for like maybe hours at a time. And I was like, wow, they don't say anything about that. And it's like, dude, if I was in the break room for an hour at a time, they would be like, oh, you're getting a write-up. No, that's bad. We're gonna have to mark that down in your scorecard. It was that kind of place where you had a little scorecard. And I remember that because my scorecards were actually always really high. Like, I excelled in a lot of it because I was like a try-hard. I thought they were going to move me up, you know. And I just got the same raise, same money as everybody else. It's the same damn thing. But long story short is, I just remember something. I was lost. And I just remember seeing these maintenance guys, you know, the group and the maintenance crew, they were just sitting down at the table, just chilling, just waiting for the next call, and just, you know, they just got to do where the hell they wanted. I remember I had to go up there for some tool or something, and they literally had their, like, locked shop, you know, where, you know, no one else could bother them, and they were just by themselves, because at that time on the night shift, I think there's only like maybe two maintenance technicians, and he was just up there by himself, and he had the whole office. He was just up there watching like YouTube videos, and he was also reading schematics for a machine. But I mean, he was, you know, reading schematics, but he was also able to have his own environment where he can, you know, listen to music. And I was like, wow, this is really nice. This is kind of a nice gig. Like, literally, I mean, you know, it's like, because, I mean, as a production worker, you would never be able, like, they were, like, you had managers and supervisors watching, looking over your shoulders as you're assembling and stuff. You know, I saw those people, I had that experience at a young age, and I was like, man, this is nice. They have a really nice job. And I kept thinking about it, and I was like, wow, I mean, you know, every year that goes by, I'm not learning any new skills. I'm not becoming more valuable. But those maintenance technicians, every year that goes by, they're getting more experience, and they're literally becoming more valuable to this company and anywhere else, because there's always going to be a need for maintenance, always, especially with these ungodly, over-engineered machines that these places make. And it's just like, there's always going to be a need. When I was younger, I really didn't know what I wanted to do, but then I found maintenance, and, you know, it's just been such a good And I think what happened was I recently got my new job, and now I was just thinking today, I was like, wow, I mean, just between this last 3 weeks, I've had 3 jobs wanting to hire me, and I think I turned down like 2 other ones, and it's just been crazy. And I was like, I love my career.